Hello guys, and welcome to this Hearthstone video. Today we'll be looking at the Hunter. The Hunter's been played a lot lately in ranked play, and basically it has followed quite a similar format, with obviously the changes of the Starving Buzzard. We have seen cards like the Undertaker and Mad Scientist becoming, everyday in Hunter decks. And it is basically the one direction Hunter has kind of gone to, and no one's really spread out from. It is this very aggressive deck that kind of relies on, as the deck's called, alternate draw. Basically, because Starving Buzzard has gone, you need to look for quick and easy fixes to give your hand some cards that Hunter so desperately needs to keep fueling the fire that is going for aggro against the face, or to get the board control. And this is in the form of Web Spinner, Loot Hoarder, which is one of the only direct card draws left now, Mad Scientist, which takes secrets out of your deck, and I have put in Cult Master, but this is in a lot of the Hunters nowadays. I just wanted to talk through a few of the card choices I've made here. I have kept both flares. A lot of decks, Hunter decks, don't run it, and they sometimes have Hunter's Mark in there. And the reason why I kept Hunter's Mark out is that it takes up a very valuable card slot. I think with Hunter you have to keep up the steam, and Hunter's Mark is something that if you're playing the early game, you should be winning the battles, because your Hunter, if you're not winning the early game, Hunter's Mark isn't going to save you. It's taking up a card space for a minion, and if you draw it and you need to get a minion out and you can't play one, you're not going to have enough steam to finish off the enemy before he's built up his board. If you're playing against something like Handlock, you can see Hunter's Mark looking like a very good choice here, but I find that flare's a lot better, especially when you're playing against other hunters, obviously. And I see there's a lot of mage secret decks, and flare can really be game changing for those, for the secrets that can really mess you up. Obviously I've got the Undertaker, Leopard and Web Spinner. This seems to be in all hunters decks, 2 of each, very strong. Web Spinner, you do need to be getting these extra cards, and Web Spinner can help give you those beasts. I mean, if you get the Captain's Parrot, you get the Captain's Parrot. You save it and you can use it with the kill command. I have found that this deck doesn't, although it looks like there's a lot of beasts, you'll be amazed at the situations where you haven't got one on the field very often, because a lot of them die very quickly, or they're targeted quickly. Like Animal Companion can be Huffer, and that's gone. So Web Spinner can sometimes give you those garbage beasts that can just be used for kill command usage, or utility, shall I say. I used to run 2 Houndmasters. I found it became situational, obviously because there was less beasts. I have switched one out for a Defender of Argus, which seems to be working amazingly so far. I haven't quite got around to switching it, because the Houndmaster is very useful if you've had a board clear and you can whack down a Web Spinner, and a Houndmaster gives you that nice comeback board control. Cards that are not always seen. I added in 2 high mains. Sometimes there is 1, or I don't think that there is many 0 cases. That is too much relying on the Web Spinner. But I have chosen to put in 1 Unleash the Hounds. I have seen 2 run in decks. I've put the 1 just because if you're playing against a class that has high mana minions, high health minions, it is not that useful. If you're drawing that, it is not going to help your situation, because if he's only got 1 minion on the board, stuff like Snake Trap becomes a lot better, because that spawns 3 for you. I know you don't necessarily have control over it, but Unleash the Hounds, it is very, it's situational. If you're playing against another Rush deck, it can be amazing, especially when combined with the Knife Jugglers. But on its own, I think, you need to have 1. You want this deck to be at least situational as possible. Nearly all Hunter decks I've seen run 2 Eaglehorn bows. I have chosen only 1, just because with that, and I have got 3 secrets in this deck, 1 of each, I find that will give it enough durability. I mean, if you're playing Hunter, you don't want it to be a long game. If it's a long game, you're losing that steam, and then he's getting taunts down. And with taunts, you don't want to be attacking and not finishing them off, especially you're taking damage and you're on a turn timer as well. So it is not always, you don't want to be picking that. I have gone with a lot of obviously the common choices, but I think just to kind of go over those, I mean, if you have seen them, the other decks. I just wanted to show my unique choices and what helped. I think one Houndmaster is great, one Defender Virus, definitely give it a try. One Copmaster, I find too, you end up with one being dead draw. I mean, that can be nice when comboed with Unleash the Hounds, or you do have a lot of cheap minions that, you know, can be sacrificed, and you get some nice card draw there. One Eagle Horn Bow, I think using it that extra card elsewhere is nice. I think two Loot Hoarders is common, but the traps, I definitely recommend one of each. They can be nice, you know, especially when you've got the two Mad Scientists. If you draw one, the Mad Scientists are still picking you one up, and if you have two Mad Scientists on the board and you haven't played a secret, they're both guaranteed to bring in a secret. Because if you go, oh, Freezing Trap's really good, have two of those and one Snake Trap. Then if you've got your a Freezing Trap already and you've got a Snake Trap in your hand, a second Mad Scientist isn't going to bring in a secret. And you really want to keep bringing everything in here because you're not going to have a lot of chances to draw it. But other than that, always mulligan if you don't have a 1 mana, you know, completely wipe your mulligan if you don't have a 1 mana minion in your hand. I mean, you want to do this as quickly as possible. And then if you're getting into the later game, make sure you're using your hero ability to deal 2 damage. And it's quite nice. It has given me quite a bit of success so far. I know there's a lot of counters out there. You watch out for those priests. Those tend to be the main counter here, and of course the shaman. But overall, it's a very nice aggressive deck. If you would like to see some gameplay of this video, please leave a comment down below, and I will film some and show you how you should play it. And if you're just curious of what makes this hunter deck different from the rest. As always, thank you for watching, guys. Please like and favourite, and I will see you in the next video.